Oh, we're live. Are we live? Yes? Yep. Yes, we're live. Hi, everybody. You almost caught me off guard there, but you didn't because we're alert. I'm Jill Simonian from PragerU Kids. Hope everyone is having a great Tuesday. It is my weekly takeover in the Amala studio, as I'm calling it, because every week we come here and we do like a 10-minute takeover for all of us parents who are alert and alive and paying attention to what's happening in our children's education system. Amala's with me today.
Hello.
There she is. Amala is my unofficial go-to investigative journalist. You are.
I try to be.
You are. You do a fantastic. Thank you for everything. And she gives me a lot of wisdom along the way. Listen, today I found something that I wanted to bring to you. As we all know, if you're a parent or a grandparent, we know that we are deep into back to school season right now. My kids have already gone back to school. Last week, if you were on the PragerU Instagram, you might have seen my, for lack of a better word, testimony to a local school board that was where a group of teachers were trying to, quote unquote, sneak through some radical ideologies into curriculum without the knowledge of our school board, without the knowledge of parents. So go to the PragerU Instagram page and see what the school board meetings are all about, because at PragerU Kids and Prep, we are calling on all of our parents and like-minded educators right now to join us, become a member of Prep, and send us your videos of bravery when you speak up at your school board meetings or at your district meetings for your public or private school. Send us your videos because we want to empower parents to speak up and be brave for any group of educators that are trying to sneak critical race theory into the classrooms without our consent, without our knowledge, right?
Absolutely.
Right. And
Absolutely.
Just drop the link to your speech in the comments too.
Thank you. Thank you. So, anyways, you all give me the bravery to do that. Today, we have got an email that was sent to me from one of our teachers on our prep team. And he is a former teacher, history and social studies teacher, who has since stepped away from teaching, but he's still on these mailing lists for teachers. And he forwarded this to me last week, and he said, heads up, hey, I think you just want to see this for your knowledge to inform all of our prep members, PragerU Kids fans, to what's going on. And Amala, I'm going to have you pull this up.
Got it.
If we can't, see what I mean, investigative journalist, and she's going to do a deep dive, and we're going to talk about this. This is from let me see. I'm scrolling over here because I can't see over there. It's from the Zinn Education Project. We're all familiar. Most of us are familiar with the, Howard Zinn Education Project. The latest initiative, Teaching People's History, #TeachTruth Syllabus, which is so ironic. Because they've identified this as the Teach Truth syllabus, but in fact it is based on, drumroll, lies.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Okay, so let's scroll down a little bit.
Sure. In
this email that went out to, I don't know how, but I'm going to guess thousands, if not millions. In this email, it says a truthful curriculum engages children in a much broader investigation of the past, yada, yada, yada. We all get this. I want to highlight, so we see that little picture that says Teach Truth Syllabus with the picture with the red banner across it. I want to go to the copy under that. Mm-hmm. We offer more, and I'm reading this, we offer more than a dozen lessons for constructing a Teach Truth syllabus. Although you will not find the phrase critical race theory anywhere in the linked materials, you will find that these resources like CRT provide a framework for students to understand how racial disparities developed historically and endure today. So right here is a direct, is it appropriate to say sneak attack for, hey guys, here's CRT curriculum. It doesn't have the word CRT curriculum in it, but use this because it's pretty much the same thing, but it's not going to trigger parents and educators who might acknowledge that CRT is lies.
Right, absolutely. If you're a parent right now who is involved in social media, mainstream media, watching anything in the news, you're looking out for the word critical race theory. You're looking out for CRT. And what they're saying is we're going to use the foundation of those principles and we're going to sneak that into your syllabus without putting the label on it.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting too? The more and more I learn, as director of outreach for PragerU Kids. This education world is admittedly very new to me. Yes, I'm a mom. I have kids in schools. My mother was a teacher. My sister is a teacher. But the education system, how it operates, the mechanics of it, it is very new to me. And I'm learning, Amala, that there is something called academic freedom, that teachers and educators can operate under this umbrella of academic freedom, meaning there is approved curriculum that has been provided by the state or the district to use, but then under academic freedom, there's this wiggle room where teachers can pluck and pull and find different things that they deem appropriate, regardless of who may or may not approve of it, and teach it to our kids. And that academic freedom umbrella is getting very dicey right now because there is so much leftist takeover. And this Zinn Education Project is an example of trying to give teachers this resource to use under this academic freedom umbrella. Hey, we don't necessarily have to inform people, but here's what you use. Can we click on that link? Are you able to click on that link that says Teach Truth Syllabus and just take us to the next thing?
Yes,
because then there we go. My investigative person. Amala, what would I do without you? Everybody give her a round of applause. All right, she's awesome. Okay, so now we're in this syllabus, Teach Truth Syllabus. I just want to show everyone. So we are scrolling down, and oh my, I highlighted something. So in this syllabus, it says, we offer this Teach Truth syllabus as a gesture of defiance and education. So defiance.
Yep. We're defying the normalized view in America of what history is meant to be. Now here are resources that are going to tell you the exact opposite of that, or at least highlight the transgressions. And that's what Howard Zinn is famous for. If you guys haven't read his book, A People's History of the United States of America, he goes through all these different periods of American history and tells the viewpoint of history through the lens of the subjugated people, the people who were not the victors in that case. Which is what he aims to do here.
Yeah, and I want to address something which a lot of our critics will often bring up. They'll say, oh, well, you want to teach kids fairy tales and lies, and you want to... That is not the goal here. My goal as a parent is to get my kids educated in an unbiased way when it is age appropriate for them to analyze all the problems and severities and faults of America's past. A kindergartner should not be learning about all of the complexities of racial disparities and they can't absorb it. Their brains are not developmentally there to be able to analyze and absorb it. They see things as good, as not good, and they start internalizing these very complicated, complex ideologies, and it frankly confuses them. And then what happens is we don't have any kind of semblance of Americans together, being one as a community of Americans.
Right. And in any teaching, whether your kid is younger or older, you should get the full scope of everything. In this Zinn Education project, they show this little graphic here, and I'll put that up on the screen. It's of the GI Bill. It says what we are taught. The GI Bill helped vets to secure loans to buy a house upon returning from World War II. And then on the other side, it says what we would be taught with critical race theory. We would be taught that many banks refused to approve loans for black vets, resulting in fewer than 100 out of 67,000 mortgages going to non-white borrowers in some suburbs. What should be taught, and what I was taught in school, was that the GI Bill was the thing that helped vets get mortgages and buy houses, but it did exclude a lot of black vets. You should be taught history in its entirety. And what the Zinn Education Project aims to do is to just teach the subjugative part of that.
And what's happening is all of the subjugated parts are now overtaking every single main story. The teacher that did send me this we've had many discussions about what is happening to education, and he was a history and social studies teacher, public and private schools in Texas for many years, and he flat out said what is happening is that the footnotes, things that we can and should learn, the footnotes of history are becoming the main events, and the main events that have been good or beneficial or positive, and the main events are being tossed out the window in favor of these footnotes and complexities, and that's just, it's not okay. So we just wanted to inform you. So speaking of teaching truth, Amala, we always like to, I do the takeovers every week, and you're very gracious for letting me use your studio, because we want to always keep you informed about what we're doing at PragerU Kids. If you're not a member yet, become a member of PragerU Kids Prep membership, PragerUkids.com/kids. Oh, I forgot, Taylor, were there any comments about this? I forgot to ask you.
Yeah, there's a lot of just people worked up. Nora says, if you have to hide your curriculum from parents, and obviously you know it's wrong. Linda said, no to CRT. It's manipulation, brainwashing, and propaganda. Steven said, love how they use labels. Teach truth. And Jeremy said, we all know it's BS, but we need to explicitly debunk it in detail. And that's partly what we're doing here, but we also have a 5-minute video by James Lindsay on the critical race theory. So I'll drop that link in the comments as well. You can see that.
That was such a good video. That was such a good video. If you haven't watched that yet, watch it. Going back to the person who said it's ironic that they're saying teach truth. It is ironic, and we were laughing because one of our recent PragerU Kids offerings is called TBH History. To be honest, history, because the kids say TBH, you know. So we have this new show that launched. It was launched a few weeks ago, but we have more episodes coming out, and it's often on topics. This particular debut episode was about the scientific revolution, which really is one of those big history topics that is being put into the footnotes when it shouldn't be put into the footnotes for education. But yeah, we're teaching about the scientific revolution. We have a 2-part series coming up of the American Revolution. The Russian Revolution's coming up. The French Revolution's coming up, because we want to teach our kids what these movements have meant and how they fit into history in an unbiased way. We want to teach kids the truth. Do we want to run a little clip just because it's so fun?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Look at your phone. Have you ever wondered where it came from? Like, someone made it, but how?
Imagine for a second your phone suddenly turned into a pitchfork. Your classroom turned into a farm. And just like that, you're wearing wool tunics and scratchy stockings. This could have been your life.
But how did you get to be the one watching a video on a screen that has more complexity and technology than existed in all of Europe nearly 600 years ago?
Your phone and the technology around you didn't just pop into existence. It took time for the science to develop the technology. So, what got the ball rolling?
A revolution. Not a revolution of countries or George Washington's smolder or people singing in the streets.
Do you hear the people sing?
No, a revolution of ideas.
Boom, and we'll stop it right there.
Boom! Oh, we didn't get to see all the costumed parts, but that's okay. That's a teaser. There's a ton of costumes. Tell your kids to watch. You can watch it with them. I learned a little bit of something. It is for, I want to say, middle school kids, technically speaking, but my elementary school kids loved it too. Also, teaching truth, we have one of our new digital magazines out, Children Around the World. These are discussing geopolitical issues. This latest one, which Amala is scrolling, thank you so much, ta-da, is about Venezuela and how socialism affected, to put it lightly, Venezuela. And so these are all the things that our kids really do need to learn the truth about. And we're doing it at PragerU Kids, and we're thankful for everyone's support. And we call on you to become a member to support more programming like this. And become a member because you can also help us bring all of these compromised initiatives like the Zinn Education Project to life via this weekly live stream takeover, right? So... Anything else, Amala? Any final thoughts?
I think that's it. Just keep an eye out for what your children are being taught. Teachers out there who are being resilient and holding strong with their conservative values, good on you, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Yes, good on you, good on you, good on all of you, all of us fighting the right fight. If you're a parent or a teacher and you're speaking up at your school board meeting, make sure you get it on video. Send it to us. Should I put my email address? What's the general email address for PragerU?
PragerU.com/contact.
PragerU.com/contact. Send us your video if you're speaking up at a school board meeting and you would like us to share it with the world. We won't identify you, but speak up and be brave in standing against lies. And yeah, I will say teach truth. Teach
Absolutely.
truth. Thanks, everyone. Join us at PragerU.com/kids. Have a great rest of the week, and thanks for the takeover again.
Bye.